South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Hi there and welcome to Headliners. I'm Lauren Pastrana. It's been more than a year since Miami-Dade police officer Cesar Echaverry was shot and killed in the line of duty. And now his parents are speaking out for the first time. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor has more on how Echy's memory lives on in a story you'll see only on CBS News Miami.
It's been more than a year since South Florida said goodbye to 29-year-old Cesar Echaverry. The Miami-Dade police officer was shot and killed in August 2022 after a shootout with an armed robbery suspect in Miami's Liberty City neighborhood.
I'm very proud of my brother. I'm very proud of what he chose to be.
Sandra Echaverry and her parents decided to commemorate the one-year anniversary of Echy's death by traveling to his native Nicaragua to hand out backpacks to low-income children.
And why backpacks?
Yo decido mochila y en vez de útiles escolares decido que sea un termo.
Because my son always carried a backpack, said Echy's mom. Instead of including school supplies, they contain thermoses, just like Echy liked to carry. They distributed 460 backpacks for children from pre-K to 6th grade.
Pero al termo le puse un versículo que...
Written on the kids' thermoses, a verse Echy loved. I can do it all if Christ is with me.
Don Cesar, what is your son's legacy?
He said Echy told him it was his duty to make the world a safer place. Echy's mom, still very emotional, talking about the son she lost in the line of duty.
What do you say to men and women who want to be police officers?
Being a police officer is a calling. It's more than a job. You have to have certain qualities to be able to police, to be able to protect others. And I really think it's an honorable job. A lot of police officers do the job and we overlook what they actually do.
They told me Echy did what he liked until his very last moment, and they are grateful for the unconditional support from the South Florida community.
Echy's parents tell me that from now on the day of their son's birthday and his passing, they will be handing out backpacks to low-income children in Nicaragua, because that's how they choose to celebrate Echy's life. In Southwest Miami-Dade, Yvonne Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
Historically black colleges and universities across the country tightened security after a racially motivated shooting which left 3 dead last month in Jacksonville. Before opening fire at a convenience store, the gunman stopped by Edward Waters University. And now the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida is insisting security at HBCUs is paramount. Even with that reassurance, it's easy to understand how some students may be unnerved by what happened. CBS News Miami's Tanya Francois explores what's being done to put them at ease in this week's Mental Health Matters.
Florida Memorial University is one of 4 HBCUs in the state of Florida. Now, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District is speaking out, saying they stand ready to investigate and prosecute, along with the FBI, anyone who threatens any student on this campus because of their race. The message is stern. Students deserve to feel safe while going to school. When one university comes under attack, therapists say it's normal for those feelings to resonate across all college campuses. At Florida Memorial, they say they are aware of those feelings, and it becomes the work of campus security and therapists to make sure students have a safe place to live and learn.
The teen talk on the college campus is how do you remain safe and not bitter. We need to make sure that we understand that there's a small segment of society that definitely feels the way that this particular bad actor did.
So they're coming here to be safe. And here at Florida Memorial, we have what we have is a single point entry. We have one way to come into our school. So we do that because that also gives you a sense of comfort. And it's just like being in your business or being in your home. When you come here, you feel comfortable, so therefore you're able to perform at your best.
There are therapists and counselors on campus. Any students who need to talk to anyone, all they have to do is ask. Meanwhile, if you would like to read more from the U.S. District Attorney's Office, all you have to do is go to cbsmiami.com. In Miami Gardens, Tanya Francois, CBS News, Miami.
A 13-year-old student is allegedly called a racial slur by a black teacher at his Homestead school. Now his parents are demanding action from the Miami-Dade School District. CBS News Miami's Chelsea Jones talked to the parents, and she explains why they're upset and what the district is doing about it.
Here on the campus of Coconut Palm K-8 Academy, a 7th grader who simply asked a question in class was allegedly answered with a racial slur.
Her response was, yes, N-word.
Anita Richardson and her husband Johnny tell me their 13-year-old, who we will not be identifying for this report, was instantly shocked. He told me himself off camera.
You know, he's bothered by it. He was embarrassed. She said in front of the whole class. My child said, he told her, Miss, that's a curse word. She said, oh, well, where I'm from, which is Jamaica, she's from Jamaica. She said with kids or people with dreadlocks like his, they called them the N-word.
So Anita reached out to the principal. She wanted her son removed from the teacher's class and the teacher reprimanded. But in a conference with the principal, she says she was told it couldn't happen.
That's very inappropriate. Like, you should be encouraging them not to say the N-word.
We reached out to the district. They gave us this statement that reads they are aware and the behavior won't be tolerated. It goes on to say, upon learning about the incident, the employee in question was temporarily reassigned, pending the results of an investigation.
My son had to go back to her class. When he went back to her class, the only thing she did was ask him his name.
Like she didn't know him.
Like she didn't know who he was. Not, I'm sorry. Let me try to figure this out.
The Richardsons want accountability. They say the teacher has apologized to them, but not their son.
So I would like to see her removed from the school. I just feel like she needs to be evaluated more.
Chelsea Jones, CBS News, Miami.
When we come back, see how one organization is working around the clock to help those in danger of losing their homes as the housing crisis continues across South Florida. Stay with us.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Lauren Pastrana. A big honor for Florida International University. FIU is ranked the 29th best university in the nation and the 4th ranked public university by the Wall Street Journal. CBS News Miami's Trish Christakis joins us now from campus, where she spoke with President Kenneth Jessel about the high honor.
The rankings are out, and Florida International University is beaming with pride that this school, founded in 1972, has grown so much in their 51 years.
When you look at the different rankings that have come out, you have seen that level of consistency of jumping up 10, 15 spots.
Now their focus, what their students are getting out of the university, which is what President Jessel says is their top priority.
They are looking at elements that are very important. They are looking at research. They are looking at student success. They are looking at the rate of return on the investments that students make in their degree. We have a very, very fast payback, which means that students recover the cost of the degree very, very quickly, but also they have that sustainable performance in terms of high salaries 10 years out.
According to the study by the Wall Street Journal, College Pulse, and Statista, the average net price at FIU is roughly $6,200. At University of Florida, ranked 15th overall compared to FIU's 29th spot, the average net price is about $3,600. Florida State ranked 102, about $9,500. The University of Miami, a private school with a rank of 90, was listed at roughly $30,000.
There's no better combination in terms of return on investment. You get the high quality and you have a very, very low cost. And that's because of the support that we have been getting from the legislature. This past session, we received $61 million in recurring and non-recurring funding.
Now, most of their students are in-state and from South Florida, but the number of students living on campus is growing. They just approved to build more housing for incoming students. In Miami, Trish Christakis, CBS News, Miami.
The Miami-Dade County Homeless Trust works to keep people from living on the streets, but now it says a quarter of the people it seeks to help are in danger of being evicted or losing their homes. Those desperate for intervention include a survivor determined to give people hope. CBS News Miami's Larry Seward explains.
Under I-95 ramps in Overtown, hands-on outreach.
Oh man, it's a blessing.
Targets traffic jammed in tents full of crisis.
It always bring tears to my eye, 'cause, I went through this, so All I know is that, you have to keep the hope.
Between February and May, more than 42,000 people called Miami-Dade County's Homeless Trust for help. 1 in 4 faced court eviction with a notice to vacate or imminent risk of homelessness. The Trust's latest data highlights problems Kamala's House outreach teams see every day.
We got a lot of clients that are willing and able to get into housing, but the housing market and prices keep rising. And the difference, the gap between the vouchers and the housing market, it's a great gap there.
Felix Cardona has no housing voucher. Much like Barbara Jenkins, his greatest struggle is finding hope.
There's only but so much they can do and so many they can help, but the ones that do make it, they good.
Jenkins spent 7 years in prison for grand theft. While there, his mom, dad, and grandma died. So when Jenkins got out in February,
For the first time in my life, I came home to nothing. This stuff mentally can destroy you.
Javante Jackson grew up in Kamala's House homeless shelters. It's why he joined their Lazarus outreach team to fill immediate survival needs and inspire those mired in Miami's housing bottleneck.
I was taught, you're not blessed until you bless others. So this is me, it's my blessing because I'm giving back.
The Housing Trust works with dozens of landlords on solutions, but they also have a multi-million-dollar grant to buy or renovate 4 facilities and open up 550 new permanent homes starting next month. In Miami-Dade County, Larry Seward, CBS News, Miami.
Still ahead, he is Miami International Airport's furriest employee, and he's making Miami proud how he helps travelers cope with their fear of flying.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Lauren Pastrana. For decades, wild monkeys have lived in wooded areas of Dania Beach. Now, the sanctuary that takes care of them when they're injured or after they're trapped is looking for help. CBS News Miami's Ted Scouten explains.
For 80 years now, vervet monkeys have lived in the wild in Dania Beach. They escaped from a chimp farm in the 1940s that was selling them in the biomedical trade.
They got all the vervet monkeys back except for 12 to 15 individuals. So the 40 monkeys that we see out here in Dania Beach today descend from that group of 15 that escaped.
Nestled in the middle of it all is the Dania Beach Monkey Sanctuary, run by Dr. Missy Williams.
I like the idea that we have the sanctuary in Dania Beach where the wild monkeys are. So they're able to interact and hang out with wild monkeys. So it's a familiar space, and I hope that reduces some of the stress.
While wild monkeys visit here daily, 3 monkeys live here inside the enclosures. Betty was electrocuted and lost a leg. Margarita was kept as a pet, then given up.
Spock, no treat.
And Spock was trapped as a nuisance monkey. The sanctuary is very careful about who it takes in because as non-native to Florida, there are some tough rules.
If they're trapped for any reason, if they need vet care, we can't release them into the wild because of that status.
Now the sanctuary is looking for help to upgrade.
We need electricity. SPCA International was very gracious. They gave us funds to build an on-site vet clinic. So we were able to buy the supplies. Now we just needed electricity to run some of that machinery.
Aside from the vet clinic, they're looking to convert this enclosure into a weather shelter.
We would like to build a hurricane-proof shelter so the animals can get out of the rain, they can get out of the cold, and if a hurricane comes, we have a safe place for them to stay.
The hope is that these upgrades can make a difference in the daily lives of the monkeys that call the sanctuary home.
Really is a story of compassion and empathy and wanting to do right by these animals that were brought here to be used for labs, and they escaped. So it's a great heartwarming story.
At this point, there's no real timeline as to when this enclosure needs to be complete. The idea is as money comes in, they'll buy supplies, and then once they have everything they need, then they'll get going on it. They're hoping all this can be done sooner rather than later. In Dania Beach, Ted Scouten, CBS News Miami.
For some people, taking a flight could be more than stressful. It can fill them with fear. At Miami International Airport, there's a special 4-legged friend who's there to help passengers smile and relax. His name is Brody. CBS News Miami's Maribel Rodriguez shows how Brody is also making Miami proud.
This is Brody. Brody's here at the Ambassador Program for Miami-Dade Aviation. He's here to keep you happy and de-stressed.
He's doing a great job.
Is he?
He's doing a great job, hey, Brody.
It very well could be one of the most rewarding jobs, making people smile and at ease.
You want to say hi? This is Brody. See how soft he is? Hey, Brody, look. She wants to say hi to you, Brody.
Say hi.
Hi.
2 days a week, Brody, a therapy dog, and his handler, Anna Delphus, spend 4 hours volunteering at Miami International Airport, sharing unconditional love.
We walk around and look for people that look like they may want to pet the dog. We make people happy, basically. They're stressed out from going through the TSA checkpoint. They're stressed out because they may miss their flight or they don't know where they are.
7-year-old Brody, a Bernese Mountain Dog, is one of several four-legged friends, part of MIA's Miami Hound Machine program. They help passengers get into the rhythm of flying.
Somehow he seems to know that you need it, and he goes up to you and he leans on you and lets you know that, hey, I'm here for you. There was a young lady who was on her phone, and she says to me, oh, I can pet him. She hung up her phone and got down on the floor with Brody for a good 2 minutes. And when I said to her, you guys are really communing, she looks up at me and she was crying. And she apologized and basically said, I'm so sorry, I just lost my husband today.
And it's because of stories like that and smiles like these that can serve as a beautiful reminder of the incredible impact a single act of kindness and unconditional love can have on so many.
You know, as you're walking down the airport, you can see them smile at us, and right away we feel like, hey, we made them happy, even if they didn't touch them.
Oh, I just love him. So when Brody gets home after a long day of work, he has a snack, goes outside, then takes a long nap. Brody, who was certified by the Alliance for Therapy Dogs, also volunteers at South Miami Hospital. Maribel Rodriguez, CBS News, Miami.
Oh, Brody is a good boy. Thanks for joining us this half hour on Headliners. As always, keep it right here to CBS News Miami for up-to-the-minute breaking news and weather 24 hours a day. Make it a great one.